All right, good morning, guys. Back at it with another MLB DFS video. Took a couple days off. I didn't expect to play yesterday, and then Funk texted me like, "Hey, let's play this three-game slate." I'm like, "This is not gonna end well, but okay." And it ended just fine. Lance Lynn went 7 innings, which was good, but only had three strikeouts. Didn't get the win. Whatever. Pete Alonso 1 for 3 with a two-run home run. Um, Tommy Pham 1 for 4, two-run home run. Nimmo had a single and a double and a walk. Lindor, uh, RBI double. Kind of a weird slate to cash on, just because it's a three-game slate. You just have just enough of the right pieces you'll cash. Felt good. I think we went on a 3-day losing streak, but it happens. Any takeaways from yesterday?
Yeah, the only thing I thought about yesterday's slate, I wasn't even gonna play it, and then I saw the Cardinals were like massive chalk, and it like kind of made sense, but I had more faith in Quintana than most people. So I just stacked up the D-backs who really didn't do anything either. But if you had the Fam and Alonso home run, you were pretty much guaranteed to like at least min cash, which is where we were. You know, it was hard to get away from 40% on Lynn, but he did fine. Burns was the nuts. The top line had a couple zeros in it, which just tells you the state of what happened yesterday, but it's not going to happen on today's slate, I'll tell you that.
You know it's going to be a bad slate when the White Sox are the top stack. And obviously, just playing in cores, which is very interesting. So, pitching, there's some decent options, but not too many. Strider, Lopez, France, Lugo, Woodruff, Alcantara, Lawrenson, Gibson, Gonsolin, Heaney. I think I pretty much just listed everyone that should be in somewhat of a consideration, but what are you thinking right now?
Yeah, I still think Strider is a bit underpriced here. 11.5, he's 12.7 on DraftKings. I mean, he's just a Strider slate. He's always in play. He has, I mean, let's just look at the game log real quick. He did bounce back against the Mets. I mean, his floor, and he had that one bad outing against Pittsburgh, but his realistic floor is like 30, 35. He's just the most solid pitcher on the slate. I do like Lopez for $1,000 cheaper as well. He's in a pretty good spot against Pittsburgh, who we just said blew up Strider, but I do like him. France at 9,700 seems like a bit of a steep tag, and Seattle's been playing well, but they do strike out a ton, so he's kind of in play. Lugo at 8.8 at 10% ownership, I'll probably just fade just because he's owned. Woodruff, I just never play anyone against Texas on the road. Sandy, we never get him right, so not for me. Lorenzen, just too steep of a price tag. I would say the same thing for Gibson at 9.9. He's always like a mid 8K guy, but he is playing Oakland in a pitcher's park, so 5% on Gibson's in play. Gonsolin, no way. Heaney, yeah. Milwaukee sucks against lefties. He did have a weird outing the last time out. Apparently, he was like feeling ill and didn't make his bullpen session before the game and a whole bunch of nonsense. So he didn't go that far, but I think he's in play. Bryce Miller, sure, but he's like low tier guy. I don't really think I'd want to get to him over Heaney in the same price. Bello has cooked the Yankees the last two outings he's played them. At least gone 6 innings, which is nice. 1% owned, sure. Uh, Tyler Anderson against Tampa Bay is probably my cutoff at 7,300. I won't play anyone below him. Not playing Cobb against Atlanta. No Kopech for me. He walks too many guys. Yeah, that's pretty much it. No one below Anderson, and he's like a pure dart throw.
Sorry, I'm like looking at Pick'em Pro getting these prize picks plays, and none of the overs are like intriguing. Um, Strider, he's Spencer Strider playing San Francisco. Yeah, 25% ownership. Pablo Lopez to me just seems like the better option just because he's a little cheaper playing against Pittsburgh. You know, you're getting 19% ownership, so a little bit lower. Seth Lugo 8-8 against Arizona. I think you said this a lot at the beginning of the season when Arizona was going crazy out of nowhere. Don't challenge them. It's kind of like the same thing with like Baltimore. They can just get hot randomly. I don't think it's that bad of a play because Arizona's kind of come down to earth, but he's getting 11%. Heaney 8-6 against Milwaukee. You can't hit a lefty to save their life. I think you and me can go out there and do a lot better. Woodruff, no, 10-5 against Texas. Alcantara 10K against the Dodgers, no. Gibson is interesting at 9-9 against Oakland, only getting 6% ownership. But I mean, if he was like 9K, maybe like 9-2, I'd be a little bit more intrigued by that. 9-9 seems like a steep price tag of him. Lawrenson, ever since he's been traded to Philly, he's been insane. But 10-2, I guess it's priced appropriately, but playing against Washington, that doesn't strike out much. I'm not saying he's going to get lit up, but Brian Bello against the Yankees, maybe. The Red Sox have just been terrible recently, and I keep falling into the trap of betting on Devers, Duvall, Turner. Devers hit one out yesterday, so that was nice of him. If I had to rank them, I'd probably go, oh, JP France, 9-7 against Seattle. Strikeout upside has been there. Seattle's kind of pulled it together a little bit recently, so I'm a little off of France. And he doesn't really strike guys out much. He's kind of just gets flyouts and groundouts and can go pretty deep. If I had to rank them, I'd probably go Lopez, Strider. Shit. I'd probably go Lopez, Strider, Heaney. That's probably it. I guess Lawrenson and then Gibson. Gibson's like a low tier five. Like if gun to my head, he's the only guy I have to play on this slate, I'd play him. What about you? Rank like 4 or 5?
I think Strider, easy one for me. Lopez, two. Heaney, three. Gibson, four. I wish he was cheaper. Then if you want to pay up for bats, I guess Anderson, 73. That's probably it.
Don't you remember the last time we played Tyler Anderson? What happened?
Yeah.
Um, all right, let's do sticks. So right now it's got my beloved Chicago White Sox, Colorado Rockies, Phillies, Baltimore, Tampa, Atlanta, Boston, San Diego, St. Louis. I'm not rating everybody, but this is everybody. Anything crazy standing out to you?
Yeah, I wrote down five teams originally: Atlanta, Colorado, Angels, Padres, Miami. It's a little different from the stack tool. They have Philly, Baltimore up there. Baltimore, just, I mean, yeah, it's Baltimore facing Oakland, but they're also in Oakland. It's kind of a shit place for offense. And Philly's got a Don who's been like okay. Um, I don't know. I guess like a Philly two man would be nice. They got some power up and down the lineup, so Philly's okay. Rockies are probably one for me. They are the highest owned, but it's only at 12% as a stack. So with it being such a high amount of games on the slate, you don't really have to worry about offensive chalk all that much. Rays are up there. Probably not for me. Atlanta, absolutely. Sox against Burrito. I mean, we just said we never get the Sox right. They kind of suck, but they do have some upside there. They I think they went off yesterday, so maybe they got some steam going. Padres against Fat. Yes, absolutely. Angels are in like middle against Ramirez. Pretty much unknown, 4% like them. And then Miami was my other team towards the bottom, just from our upside in that park. Showing me pretty well in Ballpark House. So Atlanta, Colorado, Angels, Padres, Miami.
Yeah. Usually you kind of go all over the guys that play at cores both sides. Usually the team that's playing Colorado, you go all over. The only player I like from the White Sox is Roberts, of course. Um, I mean, he's just gonna hit one out like 550 in cores. Colorado's interesting against Kopech. Kopech likes to walk a lot of guys. Doesn't usually go six. So if you have a couple Rockies guys that get walked, then you have a guy up to bat and he just chips one in the gap. That'll help you. Philly against Adon looks interesting. Baltimore against Medina, sure. Tampa against Tyler Anderson, yeah. Atlanta against Alex Cobb. Cobb's been up and down. He's been pretty average. But I mean, it's Atlanta. They're going to break the slate probably again today. San Diego against Fad or Fod, whatever this kid's name is. Absolutely. Give me all of them. St. Louis against Lucchesi. I think that I said his name right. No Nolan Arenado because that guy likes to screw us over and never hit the ball. I don't know who the pitcher is for Tampa, Ramirez, Erasmo. He looks pretty interesting. Or sorry, the Angels look pretty interesting here.
It's just an opener.
Hmm.
It's just an opener. He's only going to go 2 innings. So
Just hoping 2 innings Angels can put up 15 runs. Miami against Gonsolin. Gonsolin can go somewhat deep into games. He doesn't strike out dudes as much. So, I mean, Jazz, Soler, Berger, Bell, get to some of those guys. Yeah, I would focus on Luis Roberts, Rockies, Philly, Baltimore, Tampa, Atlanta, San Diego. I make those the main priorities. What do you think about like Houston and the Mets? Because those are like middle of the pack of the stacks tool. Those two stacks look pretty interesting. I don't know, Zach Thompson. Has Bryce
I
Miller been like crap recently?
think I'm off the Mets here. Houston, I mean, projecting like moderately on Ballpark House. So I guess, but I'm not playing the Mets again.
Not a priority from Houston, but if you get there, you get there. You were just lagging terribly. I saw you were saying something and it just didn't go through. What were you just saying?
After I was forced to play the Mets yesterday, I'm just off them today.
I feel you. All right, let's jump in this lineup generator before Funk's Wi-Fi just crashes on us. So we do FanDuel 431 balanced. Do you want to lock anyone in or do you just want to see?
Let's see.
All right, let's just save 20 and then go from there. Charlie Blackman, Brendan Rodgers.
Blackman is cheap. 2.9 lead off. Sure.
Holy crap. All right. Strider getting 39%, most exposed pitcher along with Lopez. Is Eloy even in the starting lineup? Apparently he like tweaked his groin again running.
I don't know, but they made Michael Harris 2.9 again. There's just no chance. And the two hole, he's gonna be like 40% out.
Her favorite St. Louis bat. Robert 4-4. That's egregious. I mean, he's, the greatest player in Chicago right now, but it's some interesting stack exposures here. Definitely worth trying out though. So right now, obviously, the White Sox a little bit of love, but then you get more of Colorado, which is interesting. You get all 20 lineups here. I guess I only get 18 today. Then you can export it to CSV, or if you really wanted to, you can do that. Clear the lineups, and then you can generate 20 more. And it literally gave us 50% White Sox. So sometimes you can do that and it'll kind of refresh some data. 50% White Sox. I didn't even like I wouldn't like 20% of them. Elvis 2-9 is interesting. Benintendi 3-1. Pretty interesting. Vaughn should not be 3-4. Moncada should be like 2K flat. This is just gonna turn into like a therapy session of me just complaining about my team. Um, all right, go ahead with home run calls.
So gonna go with a Brave, of course, Austin Riley. Then I'm gonna go Garcia from Texas, and then Soler from Miami.
I'm gonna go with a former White Sox, Jake Berger. I'm gonna go Brandon Belt against the Reds, and then I gotta go with Luis Robert in Coors. Accidentally muted myself, so that should just about do it though, unless there's anything you want to recap, something we missed.
Now, just make sure to check out our lineup about 15 minutes before lock. Did a bit better yesterday getting it out there for everyone, so hopefully we get out on time. Make sure to check out Stochastic's tools in our description to see the data we just used, and like and subscribe if you haven't already.